share. Take us back to the meeting. Yeah, that's the gist of what I wanted to hit upon. And if you're hearing it for the first time, it's kind of like, okay, it's a lot to take on. But what I want to do now is turn it to Bonnie Scharf, who, again, I mentioned earlier. Bonnie became a Beachbody coach with our team, I guess about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. I believe she's one-star diamond qualifying now, right, Bonnie? Is that right? Yeah, she's one-star diamond qualifying. She's signed up 3 coaches in the past week. She's a Success Club all-star, meaning she has hit Success Club now. I think it's 17 consecutive months that she's been in Success Club. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute Bonnie. You're unmuted. And hey, welcome. It's great, as always, to have you here.
Thank you.
Because you continue to grow and inspire everyone with the consistency of what you're doing.
Well, thank you, Don.
Yeah, and I guess, to just start out the dialogue, just if you want to follow up with what I've discussed in more real terms. What I've done is a lot of theory-based.
Right.
But taking those principles, how have you applied it and how have you personalized it, and what does one of your challenge groups look like?
Okay. Do you want me to show one of my challenge groups?
If you want to start with that.
Well, I'll start off just following up with a couple of the things that you said. First, I just have to mention that Don started out saying that the difference between successful coaches and coaches that don't really make their goals are the ones that don't give up. And that's exactly 100% correct. That's the only difference between the coaches who have made it to where they want to be, making mega bucks and, building a huge, huge downline and an incredible business, and the ones that are just struggling and not really making anything of their business. It's the only difference is not giving up when things are slow, when you're not getting the responses that you're looking for, when you're having a disappointing month. Just continuing, because you know that this happens to everybody, especially at the beginning when you're learning. The beginning is the toughest part because things don't just come to you. It's not like this is a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not like it's going to happen overnight. It does take work. It takes whatever you put into it, but you can make it happen with 1 hour a day. I choose to put more than an hour a day because I want my results to happen faster. My goal is to be able to do this full time in a year. So depending on what your goals are and what you're looking to get out of it will determine how much time you're willing to put into it. But I put as much time as I can into it. As far as what Don was saying, I just wanted to just reaffirm that the only difference between success and lack of success is staying consistent and not giving up, even when you're feeling discouraged. And that's the reason why Beachbody is genius in developing these 3 vital behaviors that you need to do consistently every day in order to succeed. And the first one is what we're discussing during this call, is the inviting process. The second one is being a product of the product, which is what we are all doing here by drinking Shakeology and doing a fitness program so that we can show people how it's transformed us and how we're we're at our best. And so that in itself, the evidence of what we're doing, is going to inspire people to want to join us. And then the third is the personal development is a vital behavior. And that is what keeps people going, even when we're struggling, or even when we're having a really tough month, or even when we're getting everyone who we talk to saying they're not interested or just not even responding to us. The personal development is absolutely vital, and it needs to be done every day, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. So that's really the difference in what is going to make you successful, is sticking with it and also overcoming any weaknesses that you have or challenges that you have through doing personal development, because we all come to the table with certain areas that maybe we're insecure and putting ourselves out there, or we're afraid for one reason or the other to do a certain thing. And we have to overcome that. And personal development helps us do that. So if you're afraid to invite or put yourself out there because you're fear of rejection or whatever the reason is, you need to just do it anyway. And when you do it, you grow as a person and you wind up developing the skills that you need and the confidence that you need to succeed, because it really does take the inviting process. Now, as far as my experience and the reason why I've maintained my Success Club status for as long as Don said, 17 months, it's because I do stay consistent every day. And there have been months where, especially at the beginning, where I was feeling very discouraged, where I would see coaches all around me saying, oh, I made Success Club 20, or, I made Success Club 24, and I'm like sitting there struggling to just make one Success Club point, and I'm inviting every single day. Those are the times where you can't give up, because everybody goes through that. Every single coach, even the top coaches that you hear on the national wake-up calls, have all been there. So you need to just keep that in mind when you're feeling that way, and know that if you don't give up and you just keep on plugging away and you keep on staying engaged in the trainings and doing your personal development and being a product of the product, you are going to wind up succeeding. So what I've done is stayed consistent with inviting. Now, I invite in all different ways. I'm on Facebook. You can create your own business page and invite on there. Posting, you want to post several areas of content, not just Beachbody. You want to just show people, you want to develop the fact that you are the go-to person when it comes to fitness and nutrition. So you want to post clean eating recipes and, maybe some fitness work or fitness articles or nutrition articles, anything that's going to provide value to people about health and fitness. And then maybe one out of every 3 or so posts, you can post something about Shakeology or about the fitness program you're doing. And you don't want it to sound salesy, because really what we do here is not sales, it's sharing. We share the opportunity for us to help people, and we develop relationships with people. So this whole business is about relationship building. We want to engage with people to show them that we care about them, because it's true. We're not just out there to sell them a fitness product and then leave them. We really care about wanting to help them, wanting them to be healthier, wanting them to live a higher quality life. So that's why we do this whole inviting process, to show them by asking them questions about themselves and show them that we want to develop a relationship. And so that's why we don't jump to talking about the products. We want to first to build that relationship. So I do it on Facebook. I do post things on my personal page. And so people know that that's what I'm all about, and that I want to help people. And that's what I'm all about: nutrition and fitness and being healthier. And then I also I post, invitations to challenge groups on my page. But then the most successful way that I've achieved most of my Success Club points is through private messages. I invite on a personal basis, and that's where I've achieved most of my success. And so Facebook is one of the biggest places where I've wound up developing those kinds of conversations. But I also do it in my regular daily life. So when you say put time towards your business, it doesn't have to be time separate from what you're doing in your daily life. When you're out and about in the real world, when you're shopping, when you're picking up your dry cleaning, when you're at the bank, when you're at the doctor's office, when you're pumping gas, wherever you are, you can start talking to people and developing that relationship. And it's not taking time away from your life, because you're doing it while you're, doing your regular life. And so I do wind up I have gotten a lot of customers just by talking to people and sharing what I do. And if they seem interested, then I talk to them about themselves. But Facebook, real life, and, you can also do it through email and text. Also, when you do qualify for Emerald Coach, then you'll be eligible for the Customer Lead Program, and you want to reach out to those customers as well, your free customers, develop the relationship. Those are warm leads because they already are prioritizing their fitness and their health by being a Beachbody customer. So all of these different ways are ways that I have always looked for opportunities to develop relationships and to engage in those kinds of conversations.
Yeah. And it's not an unnatural thing. Like if somebody came up to me out of the blue and said, hey man, if Bonnie came up to me and say, hi, my name is Bonnie. I'm putting together a support group in health and fitness. Would you like to join? We're all doing this program. I'd kind of look at her and probably be like, nah, no, thanks.
Right.
I don't know her. And she's just going to bombard me with this offer to help me. Why would she do that? Right away, my conclusion is she's trying to sell me something.
Exactly.
Versus if she says, hey, my name's Bonnie, and what do you do for a living? She turns the conversation to me and starts asking me questions and doesn't say anything about herself. That's how people are drawn to you. You
Right.
ask questions about people in a way that you genuinely care and you want to get to know them, and leave the first conversation at that. Don't even turn to, oh, and by the way, I'm a Beachbody coach. Park that. All you're doing is making an introduction. Talk to you soon. Hey, on Facebook, I'll send you a friend request.
That's very true. But there are situations where you're not going to see the person again. I've used this example before. That's why a lot of times you want to try to wear and share, something with Shakeology on it, or you want to wear something like Don's hat. Yeah. Fitness program, so that people will start asking you about, what do you do? What is that? So I carry my Shakeology shaker cup with me every day when I'm walking into my office, because that's what I'm drinking for my breakfast. And so there have been a couple of times where I'm in the elevator with somebody and I see them looking at my shaker cup. So then I start talking to them about it. And obviously it's actually beneficial for us to get their contact information rather than us try to, spew out in like 20 seconds how amazing Shakeology is. If they seem interested, then I'll ask them if they're interested in finding out more about it, then I'll get their information and send them a video. The third-party tools are way more effective than us trying to explain just how amazing it is.
Yeah. So by the end of that elevator ride, you go, you want to buy it from me? I'm $129.95, but if you buy it with an exercise program, you get it for less. I'm going to put you in a support group. And
right. And at the beginning, we all catch ourselves doing that. So I just want to let you guys know, it's normal at the beginning to stop yourself from doing that because you're realizing it. You get so excited that you meet someone who's interested and you're like, yay! And then you want to just tell them all about it. But you have to stop yourself. Eventually, you will wind up saying, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find out about them first. But we've all done it. So don't, beat yourself up when you do. It's just the learning process. And there's one other thing I just wanted to mention, that there are going to be obviously many times where you're thinking someone's really interested or hoping that they are, and they come back and they say no. And that it's just a numbers game. So it's the more people that you engage with, the more people that you invite and offer up to them the opportunity to help them, that you're going to wind up getting that yes. But even though you are getting no's, don't think of it as being a no. Think of it as a not right now, because those are seeds that you're planting, and most of them will wind up coming to you at some point in the future when they are ready, and they will be a yes. That has happened to me so many times where I thought someone it was like a waste of time. I went and I met with them and I thought they were going to sign up as a coach, and I didn't think they were ever going to do it. And then like 6 months later, I'll hear from them. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. So you never know.
Timing. It's about timing. And the longer you do it and the more consistent you are in your behavior through social media, through your invitations, people, especially as a new coach, if you're not from the world of health and fitness and all of a sudden you're embarking on this journey as a Beachbody coach, well, people that know you might be like, well, who are you to be offering me support in health and fitness? Like, that's not who I know you to be. So you're venturing into this new world where you want to become a leader when it comes to health and fitness. that takes time for people to say, hey, man, you know what? You really keep going with this thing that you're doing. And I see you're offering support and you've been doing it for months. And gee, I also see that you yourself are getting healthy and fit. I see you've lost weight. I see your energy's better. You look better. You feel better. Being a product of the product is something that people will notice in you and go, God, you know, what are you doing? I'm telling you, I'm doing these programs. I'm drinking my Shakeology and I'm running my support groups. I'd love to plug you in. Just keep consistent with that. So Bonnie, just take us quickly, if you could, to what a challenge group looks like. So, you know, again, guys, if you've never really done a challenge group, Bonnie's been running one that is, call it an ongoing challenge group. It's a multi-program challenge group. So she's going to do a screen share. And when it comes to